by congratulating Coach Beamer and their staff for having their team ready to play. They played an excellent game. Really did a great job playing aggressively from the get-go and putting themselves in a position right from the beginning to win the game. What we put out there today as a football team is nothing remotely close to the standard here at the University of Oklahoma. Certainly not what we planned for today. And my job as the head coach is to evaluate everything and figure it out and find a way to put us in a better position to be successful. And incredibly proud of the fight in our players. And as we know, nothing influences and impacts a game like turnovers, and you lost the turnover margin, which we've the last 2 weeks we've lost it. And in the first 5 games of the season, we were one of the best in college football, and won as a result. And again, they forced 6 fumbles and recovered a few of them and had a couple of scores off of the turnovers and the disruption plays, 9 sacks and 13 tackles for loss. We're in a predictable situation, but again, give yourself a chance to come back and make it a game. We got to be a heck of a lot better. But again, I thought the willingness of our players to come out the second half and fight and compete like they did, to give us a chance, and they did that, but a lot to overcome, and again, the leaders in the locker room, I feel they're going to continue to fight and stay committed, and that's one of the hardest things to do is to, through the adversity, through the losses, is to continue to put everything you got into preparing every single week. And the competitiveness of this league, the parity of this league, there is no margin for error. And so we'll need everybody to have a chance to finish the year in a better way. And incredibly hurt for our players. Again, I know how much they prepared, how hard they fought, how much they put into not only today, but certainly this season. And but this is a game that'll punish you for the smallest mistakes. And so, but this will be a group of guys that'll rebound, and a staff that'll continue to fight and find a way to put our players in a better position than what we did today.
Brent, you applauded South Carolina for being ready to play. How surprised were you that you guys were not ready to play? Did you? And it's something you saw during the week, maybe, that you didn't have a good week of practice.
Yeah, we got to take care of the ball, making one bad decision affects everybody, and so I don't think that's fair to say that everyone else ain't ready, because of the turnovers. And when they happen, we got to respond. And many times we did today, and other times we didn't. And but when they get it and they go score, I don't think that's necessarily indicative of everybody else not being ready to play, or even an individual. Sometimes they're making a play. Sometimes they're covering somebody. We squeeze the ball. They put pressure because of the time, and now we're vulnerable.
Brent, how about the decision to put Jackson into the game, and then how will you handle that quarterback position moving forward?
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we figure that out as far as moving forward. But again, 3 straight drives, turnovers, that's a pretty easy decision.
How did you feel like Jackson played in the game?
Yeah, there was some that was good and some that wasn't, but he did a lot that was good today. And again, we got to be good around him. And, I hate saying the same thing. Every time we're playing a really good defense, well coached and very long and athletic. And, when we're not turning the ball over, having negative plays, having sacks, there were some things that where we had rhythm at times, but not nearly what it needs to be, fall below the standard and expectation.
Brent, how did you feel about your offensive game plan? And South Carolina does have real talent on the edges. Just what did you feel going into this game, your matchup?
Well, you felt good going in, and obviously until you go play and you match up, obviously it wasn't anything about it that was good.
Was there anything you can hang your hat on from today? I mean, you said the fight in the second half is one thing, but is that enough to build on with the schedule you guys have left?
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, absolutely.
Brent, Joe John was up in the booth today. How did you guys come up with that decision? And is there anything else you guys could potentially change moving forward in terms
Yeah,
of?
well, again, whenever if there are changes, you guys will be the first to know. And but you have another set of eyes up top. And be able to see things and identify things. The iPads are amazing. You can learn a lot from those as well. But to be able to see the structure of the defense and things of that nature.
What did Jacob bring from a receiving standpoint that you've been missing? He seemed to get open, make some plays.
Yeah, he's hard to cover. Runs great routes, very precise, and he had a good fall. A little inconsistent catching the ball at times in fall, and he's had a good last couple of weeks. And he's hard to get a hand on. He knows how to set routes up, how to stem, understands coverage and where the space is. He did a nice job.
Seth's been a head coach for a long time. He's been in this game a long time. A lot of outside noise right now. How do you think he'll handle that?
Who's he?
Seth Littrell. He's handled a lot. There's going to be a lot of outside noise now with the offense. How do you think he'll handle it going forward with this game and moving on to the next 4 games?
Yeah, I don't want to speak and conjecture on what he will or won't do, but it's for any of us, man. You should never, whether it's the applause or the the boos, either or. You put your head down, you go to work, you control the controllables. Now that comes with the scrutiny, comes with it. Everybody wants to see success, and we've got a smart fan base. They know when it's going well, and they know when it's not going well. Now, regardless of whatever the issues are, our job is to put our guys in a great position to be successful, no matter what. No excuses, no injuries, no new quarterback, no who we're playing. None of that stuff matters. And so that everybody knows that's what you sign up for. And he's been a winner his whole life. He's a competitor. He's a winner. He's a leader. And I know he hurts. He's disappointed. For University of Oklahoma, a place that he loves dearly, and certainly every one of those players that laid on the line every single day for us.
Head coach, what is your evaluation process when you look not only as the offense but as an offensive coordinator? How do you evaluate? Do you do in-season evaluations?
Yeah, it's nothing I really want to discuss, right now. I mean, we've talked about it here this week, and I look at everything. And so, what are we doing to put the guys in position to be successful? And you keep everything that's out there, all the information you have, you evaluate that along with it. But there's a lot that goes into that.
More involved on the offensive side, or will you get more involved on the offensive side?
Again, I have been, since I've been. I sit in the staff meetings. I sit in a bunch of different position meetings. I'm certainly still involved with the defense as well. I've spent time on the defensive field. I spend time on the offensive field. And again, who knows what it would have been, but we take care of the ball better. Give yourself a chance. We went toe to toe, a week ago with Texas when we're doing the things that we need to do. It's still, we weren't moving the ball like we need to. We weren't able to sustain drives like we need to. But we're giving ourselves a chance to win. And today we didn't give ourselves a chance.
Bill, in the offensive line, Brent, Bill had to make changes again in this game and try different things, or because of injury or whatever.
Yeah.
Where were you at in the offensive line in this game as the game went along? Did you lose guys in injuries, or is he just trying things?
No, Jake had to come out, and so looking at again, you saw the next guys up, and Logan and Spencer both played, and both of them did some good things, and both of them did some not so good things.
Brent, you clearly gone in the wrong direction the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. Is this a case of you know what's wrong and you're just trying to fix it, or any part of you still wondering what the problem is?
No, I mean the problems are easy to identify, and fixing them isn't always quite as easy, but that's what we're working relentlessly to do, and we're not doing it fast enough.
Talked about the defense, or just overall just the leaders, and how hard it is to keep fighting through all this adversity and just not being able to play well right now. Defensively, exclusively, how hard is it to keep them not getting down, not looking over to the other side of the ball and saying, dude, we're giving you a chance, but they're not capitalizing on it.
Again, I guard against it every single day, and I have since I've been a coach. I guard against success and how people are going to respond to doing well, and I guard against, days when inevitably things don't go well for both the individual and for us collectively. I think that's what a good coach will do, is to be proactive all the time. And you compete, you commit, you work not to a result. You do that to a standard, a certain way of doing things. My job is to have everybody buy in to doing things in a certain way, and be committed to that and defend that. Not just do it because that's what I'm supposed to do, but really buy into it and understand the depth of it, why you do that. And so, again, I know some people don't understand that. I know these guys on defense, they're not going to flinch. These guys got the right stuff. And is there moments where they would be disappointed or frustrated? Absolutely. They're human. Would they let that steer, themselves to a place to be negative and finger pointing and playing the blame game and making up excuses and, being pissed at their teammates? Absolutely not. I just know who they are, and I just listen to them and watch them and watch how they fight and compete. And I would be deeply disappointed and hurt and surprised if they chose to go that route. And we have a strong culture. We have a strong belief system. The results that we've gotten the last couple of weeks is nobody desires that. Nobody wants that. Nobody accepts that in any way. It's not acceptable. But the only way that you bounce back from it, you get better from it, is, man, you got to fight, and you got to continue to believe. You got to continue to lead. You got to have the courage that it takes. That your effort, your mindset, your attitude, your leadership is not conditional. It's second nature. It's who you are. It's what your DNA is. And in the moments of pressure, it should reveal itself. And again, like I said, I'm incredibly hurt for these players. I've watched how hard they work. I hate it for our fans, people that love Oklahoma. We're not doing anything to bring enhancing the brand and the image and what this place has represented for such a long time. And how you do what you do matters, and we're all falling, incredibly short right now. But every single bit of it falls on my shoulders. It's my responsibility, and I got to get it figured out. That's on me.
From your perspective, what happened on the 2 interceptions?
Well, a few things. We allowed some pressure, and the first or the second one again, the first one rather. Again, we got 7 on 4, and we got to win every single time. And football's a game of matchups, and you get whooped. You see what happened. So pressure forces into making a decision, and everything's affected: your accuracy, your launch point, everything. And so that's part of the game. And we gotta make better decisions. We got to be better fundamentally. We got to do a better job, executing, in that situation right out the gate.
It's 21-0 in the first quarter. How does that change your strategy from that point?
Our strategy, there's a lot of football. Let's start right back over. See, we fight our way, just claw your way back into it, one possession at a time on offense, one stop at a time on defense. Every play in the kicking game is a season of its own, and you go right back to work. That's the only way you can do it. One positive yard at a time, one first down at a time. That's the vision.
Are you surprised they didn't give any turnovers because they came into the game?
Yeah, absolutely. Very surprised. they've learned, and they did a better job than we did today. I mean, that goes without saying. There's a few times the ball's getting jarred loose in both the kicking game and them on offense, but not enough to force a turnover.
Brent, you mentioned the kicking game. We saw Zach Schmidt kicking today. What went into that decision?
Yeah, just you saw again what happened down at Texas, and then again Kelt responded, but in practice this week, Zach had a really good, strong week, and that's what went into it.
Considering the offense's struggles, Javonte averaging 4 yards a carry, he looks like he's running hard. What have you seen out of him?
Yeah, great toughness, great resolve. He's got tremendous will to win. He's becoming a really good leader, using his voice and the success that he's having. He's doing a really good job of trying to not only be an example, but also to lead these guys emotionally and verbally. But today was another. He had some really good moments today. Got to continue to hold on to the ball.
Thanks, Brent.